Welcome to my weekly spiel. Welcome to my weekly spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's weekly spiel. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin of Margaret Franklin Creations with today's episode of Weekly Spiel. It is the 1st of February. These are all my stitch icons for January. I've switched to a different format this year. Instead of these hoops on the wall like this, because I did one in 2023, I think, or was it 2024? I forget what, or was it even last year? Well, who cares? I fizzled out in June, and I didn't do any more on it. I might make fill the rest of the hoop with some sort of poem about all the things that happened that year. So this is my January mood tracker. It was from this this book that I got. It was a mental health coloring and activity book, like art therapy, and there were 3 different pages like this. The other one was like a pie chart, and I'm trying to think, what was the other one? I forget. Oh, it was like beams of light coming from behind some mountains. But this is the one I like best, with all the little jars and bottles and things. And how I've decorated them according to my mood that day or what's happened. The 20th was Paul Stanley's birthday. And on that day, what they did was they published a picture on Facebook of him standing next to one of his paintings. It was a vase of flowers, and here I've tried to replicate them in this picture. I was feeling kind of blah the next day. So it says, "Are we having fun yet?" And this is from the cover of David Jeremiah's Turning Point magazine. It says, "Is happiness a moving target?" So there's the target with the word happiness. That word glows in the dark. Here's my camouflage. Cheshire Cat, his grin glows in the dark. Charlie Brown shirt. Gustav Klimt inspired Who'd You Go What's It? Vase. And Corn Cob. There's Waddle hiding behind a jar of moist egg farts. You've heard me say before that sometimes I've felt as restless as a fart in a bottle. Wonder Bread bottle with these, I think they're marigolds. I had fun embroidering those. This bottle was inspired by Dave's water bottle. It's like all black with zigzaggy rainbow stripes. And I'm most excited about today's icon, the very first of the month, Spider-Man with spider plants. And it's been a long time since I made one of these spiels, because I haven't felt very talkative, or I haven't really had the privacy. Last time I started, I was at the bus stop, and then other people showed up, and I got talking to them instead. I had my doctor's appointment a few days ago. No, what was it? Tuesday. Today's Sunday. And instead, I didn't take a taxi this time. I was kind of angry about my last experience with the taxis, because that appointment was on the 13th, I believe. Let me take a deep breath here, and maybe I should turn the TV off. This fight is distracting. I'll turn it back on. The movie Pretty in Pink is playing, and I can't really watch a movie and talk to you guys at the same time. So I'll turn it back on when I finish talking here. So on the 13th, I tried to call a cab, and I first I called 440,000. Blue Line, yeah, Blue Line. And I ended up arguing with the AI bot, because I hate AI bots. They don't give you the options you want. You can't, and it kept, I wanted to explain that I'd like to be picked up at the end of the ramp because I've got a walker, but they kept interrupting me and giving me back the wrong address. So I hung up in exasperation, and then I called Citywide. So, and then after I called called that company, I went downstairs and outside with my walker at the end of the ramp to wait for the cabs to come. And the citywide cab, I was surprised it showed up almost immediately. And I didn't think they got my address right. I'd hung up on them, and I thought screw it. But then Dave told me when I came back from my doctor's appointment that day that the citywide cab actually showed up half an hour later, and they phoned to let you know they're outside. I don't have a cell phone, so that's a moot point, but that's what happened. So this time I didn't take a cab, I took the bus. But our sidewalks are so poorly maintained. Like they never shovel the stretch from the McDonald's driveway to the corner of Simcoe and Taunton, so I have to go push my walker on the road for a short stretch. And I'm hoping that drivers won't take the corner too fast and clip me, or even outright run over me. So I managed to survive that journey. And my walker it's an icebreaker. Not literally, it's having great chats with people we're mostly kvetching about how bad the road conditions are, or the sidewalk conditions. People the city doesn't care about people using mobility aids. I mean, it's probably worse with a wheelchair. And I don't think I have to depend on Wheel-Trans yet, but how long have I been talking now? 6 minutes and 38 seconds and counting. Yeah, so the worst part was coming back from the bus stop towards the clinic, which is above Shoppers Drug Mart. It's in Curtis they don't call it King anymore. I think it's Highway 2 and at Darlington. So I had to get off there and shove my walker through the snow, and it was awful. And as usual, they're like an hour behind schedule. So after that, but before I went for my appointment, I went to the blood pressure machine at Shoppers, because we're always having trouble with the blood pressure machine at my doctor's office. If they find one that fits, it doesn't hook up to the right measuring device. So they've changed the blood pressure machines in the drugstore, and I hate them. These things are downright evil. Whether you want it or not, they tell you your weight. I don't want to know my weight. I want to know my blood pressure, and I couldn't get it to do my blood pressure. And I kind of went in a panic, and the pharmacist couldn't help me because she was on the phone, and I couldn't wait for her any longer because it was like 10 to 3. My appointment was at 3, and I've had enough of this bullshit. And this new technique with the blood pressure machines nowadays, it's the latest attack in making women feel the diet culture and making women feel bad about their bodies. I guess whoever devised it, their intentions may have been good, but they didn't think it through. Like, that sort of thing is private. I don't want anyone looking over my shoulder and seeing what I weigh. It was bad enough on the 13th when the blood pressure machine was still normal. Somebody looked at my blood pressure and said, "Oh, it's really high." It was not. It was normal. It was perfect. So knowing what my weight is probably would have caused my blood pressure to skyrocket if I could get a reading. So I get up there. I wait at least an hour for the doctor to see me. Hopefully I've cooled down by then. I brought my embroidery with me, but I was too rattled to work on it. So the only silver lining to this mushroom cloud is that I'm actually 35 pounds less than I was last time somebody told me my weight against my will. And before you give me all the whoop-de-doo and congratulations and keep up the good work, I am not falling down that rabbit hole again. I don't lose weight. I temporarily misplace it. I have learned to accept it. And by not worrying about it, I think that has helped me to gradually lose it. I may never be under 200 pounds again, but at least I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm happier now than I was back in the 80s back in my 20s and 30s when my weight hovered between 160 and 220. My days of busting my ass trying to not gain it back are over. Because my medication causes me to gain weight. And I'm on so many different meds, I'm like the old lady who swallowed a fly. Ugh, I tell you. Anyway, what else is new? Apparently there was an earthquake a few days ago. I didn't feel it. Jeanette didn't feel it. A lot of people by the lake felt it. I probably would have felt it if I was still in my old place on Elm Grove. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. Bye-bye. Be back soon. Thanks for watching Weekly Spiel. How many minutes have I been talking for? Oh, 10 minutes.